Hi guys, it's Tasha. Today I'm going to be doing my September wrap-up / book haul. I would normally do this in two separate parts, like two different videos, but I've been in a bit of slumpy in the last month and a half or so, so I haven't actually read that much. And I didn't buy many books this year, although my fiance says otherwise. So let's get started. I'm going to do the book haul and then we'll move on. So I'm not doing them in order of which I bought them because quite frankly I can't remember when I got them. So let's get started. First we have Splintered by A.G. Howard. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling from the great-great-great-granddaughter of the original Alice. Basically madness has been going through her family ever since the original Alice. She can control grass and plants and stuff, and she's going to go to Wonderland to try and work out about the madness, I think. It sounds really interesting. I've not heard many bad things about it, and I don't know if you can see, but the writing is purple. That's an automatic win in my book. Then we have Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill. Now this book is about these girls called Eves who have to go to a school to teach them to become like the perfect woman, and men decide who's the best, and I don't really know what else because I haven't read it yet, but we'll read it and see. And next we have City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is the sixth and final book in the Mortal Instruments series. I already have a copy of this book, but compared to the other books on my shelf, it's absolutely ginormous. So I thought it'd be nice to have a copy that actually fit in with the others. Then we have End of Days by Susan E. I think this is the third book in the Penryn and the End of Days trilogy. I think that's what it's called. I don't actually own the second one, just the first and this one. I haven't read any of them. And this is post-apocalyptic books with angels. I don't know much else, but loads of people say how good it is. Apparently it's a lot darker than these covers would make you believe. And I'm really excited to read them. And here we have Graceling by Kristen Cashore. This book is about these people who have special skills called graces, and the main character has the grace of killing. I don't know any more, but I've wanted this book for about 3 years now, I think, and I finally own it. Now the next 3 books I have already read, so I'm not going to go into too much detail yet because I'll talk about them in my wrap up a bit more, but it's just like a vague description. So we have The Air by Kiera Cass. Yeah, this is the 4th book in the Selection series, and it's written from the point of America's daughter, which is a very interesting concept, but I will talk more in a moment. Then next we have one of the most anticipated releases of this year, Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 4th book in the Glass series, and this series is absolutely amazing. It's got fairies, it's got assassins. I don't know what more I could need to say to convince you to read it. The writing is gorgeous, and this woman, she's lovely. I went to a book signing of hers a few months ago, and she's just such a lovely, friendly, incredibly gorgeous person. And then finally we have Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. This is the 3rd and final book in the Miss Peregrine's trilogy. Again, I will definitely be talking more about this in a second because I read it yesterday and it's amazing. So I guess we might just get started now. I will begin with this for my wrap up. This book, it was one of those series that I really wanted it to continue because I wanted to know what happened, but I did not want to finish it because I don't want the series to end. It's about these group of children called Peculiars who have superpowers, and there's time loops where they get kept, and it's just such a gripping story, and it's quite creepy. Although you might not believe it, because that cover looks creepy, but then we look inside and it's a beautiful, cutesy kind of cover. But this is the creepiest of all 3 books. One thing I find really amazing with this series is that, if I can find one, it has pictures. Now, the pictures actually inspired him to write the story. And so we actually get to see, like, it began with the pictures, then how it went into the story. Now, you don't tend to see that very often with books, so I loved it. Also read this month is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This book I found didn't actually have a huge amount going on until quite close to the end, but I was still really gripped in it. I was Team Dorian up until this book, and now I honestly don't know who I want her to end up with. If I could have my way, there would probably be the 4 of them would be in a relationship together, but I don't think that's going to happen somehow. I also read The One by Kiera Cass. This is the 3rd book in the Selection series, and I've really enjoyed this series so far. It's been fun, it's been interesting, it's made me laugh, especially this book has made me cry. For about the last 100 or so pages, I was an absolute goner. And I suppose while I'm on to that, The Heir by Kiera Cass. I've had some issues with this book. I didn't like Adeline's character that much, and there was one of the boys in the Selection really I actually liked, but the ending just completely won it back for me. I am so excited but also scared to see the outcome of the last event in the book, because I don't want it to go the way I think it's going to, but I have a horrible feeling it will. I also read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This book is about these people. The royals have silver blood and the commoners have red blood, and we discover one of the people who has red blood has super powers, so they're basically trying to cover it up the whole book. I really enjoyed this book. I know lots of people say it reminds them too much of other books, but let's face it, these days it's hard to find a fully original book, and this was exciting. The twist at the end I did not see coming, and I still don't know how to feel about that about a week or 2 after it happened. So yeah, if I ever gather my thoughts on that, I will let you know. I also read Ink and Bone by Rachel Caine. This is the first book in the Great Library series. I think it's a series. It's a book about where the Great Library of Alexandria is still around. And I found it quite an interesting book. It was a bit confusing at points, but on the whole, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And finally, we have Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This book is a Wizard of Oz retelling, where Dorothy went back to Oz, and basically that she discovered magic more and it started to corrupt her, and she's basically completely evil in this book. I absolutely loved it. I am really hoping to get the sequel some point in the next couple of months. If not, someone's going to have to get it for me for Christmas, because I absolutely cannot wait to see where this story is going. And I think that's it for today. So I'll see you again soon. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it. Bye!